Hey, hello everyone. I'm back. So the last lecture, I have reviewed to you more detail about free cash flow model, the model we use to calculate the firm fundamental value. So in the last lecture, we have talked about FCF, how to calculate FCF, free cash flow model. We use total revenue minus for operating costs and operating tax, then with minus for required investment in working capital. But it's just general things. But what detail cover in each part of this item? For example, how can we calculate sales revenue? What do we have in operating costs and tax, and how can we define the required investment? What kind of required investment in working capital? So that's why today in that lecture we will work out, we will calculate, we will talk about in detail about this point. So you see, we have 5 steps to calculate, to determine free cash flow. To determine at step 5 here, you can see generally to define the free cash flow, we need to know that we need to have net operating profits after tax. We minus for net income, net required investment in operating capital, exactly to these things. FCF equal sales revenue minus for operating costs and tax. That is net operating profits after tax. After we minus for operating costs and tax from sales revenue, we have net operating profits after tax. Then we minus for net investment in operating capital. But how can we define that? So step 1, in step 1 we need to calculate net operating profit after tax. For this one, it's equal to earning before interest and tax. We multiply for 1 minus DC. DC here is corporate tax rate. Okay, we can put here clearly this corporate tax, 1 minus corporate tax. So earning before interest and tax, as I mentioned before, that is EBIT. To work out, to calculate, to determine net operating profits after tax, we need to take EBIT, earning before interest and tax. We multiply for 1 minus corporate tax rate, then we have net operating profit after tax. The second step, we need to determine net operating working capital equal to operating current assets minus 4 operating current liability. Yeah, so then we have net operating working capital. Net operating working capital is the capital available for your firm operating activity. To calculate net operating working capital, we need to take operating current assets minus 4 current liability. Easy. So you remember in the balance sheet we have assets equal to equity plus liability. Equity is your capital, equity is your working capital. So easily, which now we know that we want to know how much capital do you have for the company to be your working capital. We need to take operating current assets minus 4 operating current liability. Then we have net operating working capital. In tab 3, we need to determine total net operating capital. Equal to net operating working capital plus operating long-term assets. Yeah. Then we have total net operating capital. In step 4, we need to find our net investment in operating capital equal to total. From here we have equal to we have calculated already total net operating capital. Total net operating capital. This year we minus 4 total net operating capital last year. Then we have net investment in operating capital. After we have enough information, we have net operating profit after tax equal to EBIT, earning before interest and tax, multiply for 1 minus corporate tax to work out the net operating profits after tax. Then when we have net operating profit after tax, we then calculate net operating working capital. We take operating current assets minus 4 operating current liability. Then we have net operating working capital. In tab 3, we need to work out for total net operating capital. Total net operating capital equal to net operating working capital plus 4 operating long-term asset. We take net operating working capital plus long-term assets. Then we have total net operating capital. then we can calculate from total net operating capital. uh, then we can calculate net investment in the working capital equal total net operating capital this year. We minus for total net operating capital last year. Then we have net investment in operating capital. In operating capital, you have. Then finally, when we have net operating profit after tax here, and we have net investment in operating capital here, we can calculate free cash flow for your company. Free cash flow equal to net operating profit after tax minus for required investment in working capital. So these are 5 steps to work out to determine free cash flow of your company. Then we can use all these expected free cash flow in the future of your company. Then we discount, we convert them into today dollar by divided by 1 plus WACC, weighted cost of capital, power for the number of the year, number of the free cash flow. So these things, when I review to you, when you listen to me, for the first time, it's quite hard and quite difficult to remember all these things. But I believe that when you keep practicing, you keep training about these things, it's becoming easier to all of you to remember to calculate free cash flow, one of the very important model to determine your firm fundamental value. See you later.